Okay, so I'm testing out this live feature, and I thought that this would be a perfect time to do it because someone actually asked me if I could give them a tour of my low budget, really low budget studio. So I wanted to test out this live setting because I'm actually going to start doing live videos. I wanted to wait till I got 1,000 subscribers. And so we hit that mark. So I'm trying to open up the things that I'm doing with the channel. And if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I keep saying versatility, versatility. So versatility is the key. And so I'm trying to start doing live photo shoot videos. So what I'm going to do in this video is trying to give you all a run through on some of the things that I'm actually using. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I guess I got an audio check too because I'm actually going through my headphones, so I guess you all can hear me. So I'm actually going to let you see what I use in my low budget studio. And if you haven't seen my latest video that I posted, then you might want to tap into that video and see what I was able to accomplish with this low budget setup. So it's not really about the equipment. Don't let the equipment make the photographer. The photographer makes the equipment. So I'm gonna let you all see what I use. And I basically have it back here. It's a little junky, but I'm gonna try to go through it. And I actually have a video that I'm actually going to upload soon where I actually used this camera. So when I'm recording my videos, I always use my Sony A7S2. And I always I have a Metabones adapter that connects to my Nikon lenses. So when I record my videos that you always see uploaded, it's always my Sony A7S2. And I also use my DJI Osmo Pocket. So I am uploading a video because I wanted to see what this Sony could do in terms of photos. I know this is a video camera, but I wanted to see what it could do. So I used this flash as an optical trigger with my Godox AD200 and was able to get some shots down here that I'm gonna upload the video in a little bit and you'll see what I was able to capture with my Sony A7S2. So this is what I use for video recording. For my photos, you know, I just got this new camera, which is the Nikon D850. I had the Nikon D800 that I was doing photos with previous to that, and before the Nikon D800, I had the Nikon D3400, which is the starter camera. So this is what I use for my photos. Now in the setup for in-house, it's it's really hard because I have carpet on the floor. So if you draw down this seamless backdrop paper, you see I have pink right here right now. Then when the model steps on it, it starts to get holes and things inside of it. So what I did to prevent getting holes inside of the paper is I went and bought this board. This is a 3/4 of an inch wood board. So I put this underneath of the seamless paper, and I don't have the other board with it right now, but you know that you normally want your model to be oiled up. So that oil nine times out of 10 transfers onto the seamless paper also. So I put this underneath the paper, and then I have a transparent plastic board that I put on top of the paper and kind of make a sandwich, if you can envision that, so that the grease doesn't get on the seamless paper, but it gets on the plastic sheet. So I have a plastic sheet that goes over top of this, and that's where I have the model stand. That's where I have them sit so that the grease doesn't get on the backdrop. This is my old tripod. I think my grandmother got me this. It was like $20, and I wore this thing out. It doesn't even close anymore. And then Geek Auto had another tripod that I had bought, but it's not Geek Auto. It's like a knockoff brand. So I wanted to see what they could do. I think this was like $67, and Geek Auto was about $100. But this one was a major upgrade from this thing right here. Look at that. So I'm happy with this already. The seamless backdrop paper, this pink paper, I got for about $50 off Amazon, and it does the job. I got some photos. I'm actually, if y'all seen my last shoot with Simone, me and Simone actually used this and got some nice images, but she doesn't want them to drop. But I'm gonna talk to her for y'all and see if I can get her to let me drop or show y'all something. Maybe I'll put it on a community post, because those pictures, yeah, I'm gonna see what I could do for y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all the lights that I have. So I have four main lights. So I have this MS300 light. I got this for $100. If you're looking for a light that's cheap, this is the way you want to go. $100. The only thing that I think I don't like about this is that you kind of run into a problem if you want to minimize your power, because the output of this power only goes down to 1/32, 132, 1/32. So if you wanted to go to a lower power setting, you can't achieve it with this. But $100, this is solid, and you don't have to worry about recharging it because it plugs into the wall and everything. So this is one light that I have, and I just started accumulating these lights. I was being cheap at first, and being cheap wasn't working out. So the next light I actually got, which is, I think, what a lot of people actually know my videos from. That is this Godox AD200, and right now I have the bare bulb on, but this is the second light I have. So the video that I'm saying that instead of using my Nikon with, I use my Sony to get some pictures that I'm going to upload soon. I used my Godox AD200 as a slave, and then I used this young Newell flash to trigger this Godox AD200, and so those pictures came out pretty good with that Sony. So I'm going to show y'all those. So that's my second light. The third light I bought, I believe I bought this light third, and this is the Godox B1, which right now I have a snoot on it. So the kit that I bought, it was an AKR1 kit, and it came with this snoot. So I actually got some photos with this, and that's that shoot that I'm talking about that I'm going to see if I can drop. I'll try for y'all, because I think y'all like that. So this, and I don't remember how much this light is, but Godox V1 for Nikon. And then my fourth and final light, y'all see this stand right here, but this is the Godox AD300 Pro. This light right here, this is the main light that I use on location or even inside. The bad thing about this light, that, I mean, I did it to myself, is and I have a video of it. I actually cracked the screen. So I wanted to use this in the video that I'm telling you all about, where I use my Sony A7S II. But since the screen is cracked, I can't find, I can't maneuver to the function mode to be able to turn this into slave mode. So I have to keep this where it is and just use it as it is. I know the channel that is on, and I know the group setting that is on. And so that's how I use this. But this was the last light I bought. By far the best light because of the mono light that's on it. If I'm in the dark, I turn the mono light on, and then this actually gives me light that helps me find the model with no problem. This 8200, it has the same thing. It, and not with the bare ball, but it has another head that I put on here, and it does have a mono light, but the mono light is not worth, it's not worth a damn. I'm telling you. So this, no. So I mainly use my 8300 Pro. This stand, this stand took me through memory lane because a lot of you all know I used to take this stand everywhere. Outside, that's actually how this light fell, because of this flimsy stand. This is like a $10 stand, and it got the job done for me. I paid the cost by breaking this. So then that's why I ended up getting this C stand right here. And you can see this. This C stand is a newer C stand, and I think I paid like 150 for it. So that ended up being the best deal because I was able to take this light modifiers out without worrying about it tipping over, falling, or anything. But I want to show you what I started out with in terms of lighting, which is this bad boy right here. A lot of you all might have it. This is when I like first started. Now keep in mind, I don't proclaim to be a professional. I just say I'm a hobbyist. So if my photos are professional, I let you all be the judge. But a lot of you might know this right here. So I actually started with this light right here. Oh yeah, check cheetah stand. Oh yeah, that would definitely be good because my LCD is done. So this this light is a continuous light. I think it's a 1200 watt, and I started off with this. So now, what I use this light for is if I'm doing thumbnails. A lot of my thumbnail shots that I do now, I actually use this. So it does come in handy now. And then this stand, I still use these stands and these clips for inside because I don't have to worry about the wind or anything like that. So that does come in handy. Now the pieces that actually hold up the seamless wallpaper, I got that from Amazon too, and I think it's a company called like Emart or something. It's called Emart, and I know a lot of you. You know when you think you just getting the best, you get the cheapest thing and think it's like the best quality. So that's kind of where I fell into when I was starting off. I was like, yeah, let me get this. But I had a podcast, so I needed a green screen for my podcast. So I had ended up ordering the set where it came with the green screen, came with a black backdrop that's a cloth, and the white one that's a cloth, which I don't really use these anymore because it just doesn't work out for me. You got to iron them and all that, and I don't got time for that. But if I need them, they are there. So the holders for the seamless wallpaper, I got that off Amazon too, and it was a package deal, and it came with all those backdrops. I'm pretty sure you all seen that before. Now the modifiers that I use, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see me use this Easy Glow. Now, when I bought this, they classified it as a deep parabolic modifier, but doesn't really seem as deep as the other deep parabolic soft boxes. So I think they kind of lied to me. But the reason why I had bought it was because it actually snaps directly into the Godox 8300 Pro. So I do have this 8300 Pro inside of a mount. However, I don't need the mount if I don't want it. So I just have it there for stability. But this modifier snaps directly into the head of the Godox 8300 Pro. So this is double diffused, and you can see it got some mileage on it. It's pretty dirty on the diffusion layer, but double diffused. And then what actually makes it even better is I have the grid to go with it. So if I want to control the light even more, I can go ahead and throw that on the front. That was like that was my second to last modifier purchase. The actual last one, let me see. I'm trying to get some interaction here. Shoot more on location or studio, and is it the cost of a session different? Yeah, so me, I love shooting outside because it's just so much environment that's out there. It's so much environment that's out there. So inside, I kind of get tired of the backdrop. So if you look through my channel, I have like 100 and something videos. like 90%, 95% of them are outside just because the dynamics. Inside, got a backdrop. I get that you could add props and things like that, but outside is more my thing. The reason why the last shoot I did inside is because I haven't shown you all how I operate inside. And so some people can't shoot inside. So I wanted to show that okay, I shoot a lot outside, but I also can shoot inside. And so as far as the pricing, I kind of keep the pricing the same, especially since I value my work, especially when I put it out, like even on YouTube. You can see some of my beginning shoots. It's like okay, it's good, but then you just kind of see my creativity and my professionalism evolve in my photos. So I kind of transcended that with my pricing, and it's kind of like take this price or leave it, because again, I don't do this to make money. I'm more of a hobbyist, so it kind of makes it even better because I'm doing this because I love doing this, and also you're gonna take this price. I can't really, because some people will try to demean and say like, well, I got a quote for this. Matter of fact, somebody just did that to me the other day. They said, well, I got a quote for this. Well, I'm like, go with them. So I had this Easy Glow. That was my second to last one. This one is a lifesaver, so I'll probably buy another Easy Glow, but a real deep parabolic. Then I have this bad boy right here is the Beauty Dish, and I actually have a S mount onto this one. So I use this 22-inch Beauty Dish. This is by Fovatech, and I use this a few times. I just recently used it outside. I normally use it inside, but I have used it outside. So the most recent modifier that I bought was this one, which is a shoot through umbrella. Well, not shoot through, but umbrella by Fovatech. And I think this is about 30-inch. Don't quote me. But this is actually pretty solid. Now, in this right here, this is like the grandpa. Start off, you see it got mud on it. This was like every video I was shooting with this. I mean, it was the only one. It was the only one I had. It's like 24 by 24 Godox uh, softbox, and it does have double diffusion. So I was shooting with this like every time. Every time I uploaded a video, you'll see this in the thumbnail. And I had people saying like man, you need to get a bigger softbox player. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I did. I actually had a Fovatech like 45 inch, and messing with this flimsy lens, this flimsy stand. I took it outside to do a shoot. The wind took it because it's 45 inches, right? The wind took it. It collapsed. It broke. It was my first time I was gonna be able to use it. Broke it the first day, so I never replaced it. This 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 is actually like the last thing that I bought was this strip box. I really needed this. If you see the last indoor shoot that I did with Simone, man, I turned this bad boy on. I mean, I felt like I was in the VIP section or something. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if it was me taking pictures or somebody else. But this is strip box with the grid to control the lighting. Yeah. If you don't have this, I highly advise you because this provides the separation between the model. A lot of times, if they got black hair using a black background, you need this modifier to pop a little bit of light in and separate their hair from the background. So let's see. My other modifier that I have, this goes to the Godox AD200. So a lot of these things came in packages, and I actually have two color gels in here. But this is a 5-inch reflector, and so this work wonders too. So I just did a shoot with this, and I put this inside of that strip box I just showed you to get a color separation of light. So that was pretty nice. Now, also on my page, let me see. We got Sean and how okay. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I had to go live. I had to go live. I had to test out all of the YouTube functionalities. Now, I think I did natural light before, but I didn't. I did it a long time ago, maybe like 2019. I had little speckles in my channel, but I did a video with Simone again. Now, Simone has been like, you have that one model that you can count on that comes through. The other one is India. India been getting busy, so she hasn't been able to come out as often. But the recent one, Simone, y'all know Simone. We did the beach shoot, and she wanted to do the shoot. I got like cussed out because people was like, "Man, it's 40 degrees. You should have her out there." And it was all her. She wanted to do it. I'm like, "You sure you want to do it?" She's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, look, we did that shoot within 30 minutes. I took the first set of pictures, 10, 15 minutes. She warmed up 10 to 15 minutes, and then we were done. But this is my 43-inch newer reflector. If you haven't seen the shoot with her, the title is Natural Light Beach Photo Shoot, and you'll see her in a bikini on the thumbnail. But I use this inside the studio also, because what happens is, since my biggest modifier right here is 33 inches, the light coverage isn't the best. So when you start to talk about getting the bottom part of their legs, it kind of misses. So what I do is I pop this open, and let's see, this is a good investment. So what I do is pop this open, and then I kind of tilted down by the legs, and I'll have the reflector. I have the softbox kind of angle like this, and so you kind of get like a clamshell effect, so that the light from this softbox bounce onto this reflector, and then fill in the legs where the light isn't hitting. So it kind of works out good. But the most recent shoot that I did with this reflector was at the beach, and I used the sun as a backlight. And so I had the sun as a backlight, and it kind of rimmed off Simone, so she was backlit by the sun. And then I used the reflector to fill in the shadows. And those photos, oh man, they came in perfect. I mean, I was looking. I was like, yeah, these some good natural light shots. Now, disclaimer with this, it's always a right way to do things. So what I was doing, I was shooting it from underneath. And so technically, you're supposed to use a reflector just like you would do a softbox. It's supposed to be above head, right? So the reason why I did it underneath was because I wanted the light to kind of miss her collarbone and create shadows right there. So when I did it from underneath, it created shadows where I wanted them. Versus if I would have did it above, it would have filled in her collarbone. But the correct way to use it is overhead. But when you want to get creative, I made a video about going outside the box too. Sometimes you might find some creative things in doing things the wrong way. Well, let's see what we got. I'm using the 8300 as a rim light, and I have an S2 bracket. Should I use? Oh yeah, this. I think this is probably the newer 43-inch because you have the best coverage area. Unless you have a whole team, me, I'm a one-man band. So I have to be able to do everything by myself. Or if I'm looking out, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna be out here by myself, so let me maintain it. This 43-inch, you definitely could get it done right here because you have a lot of surface area to be able to catch that 8300. And that S2 bracket you're talking about, I got that same bracket, and that's what I use to hold my 8300 Pro. So it's actually pretty solid. So those are the main things that I use. Of course, I have the seamless paper, so I just picked up this seamless paper off of Amazon, and it is Savage seamless paper. It was about $45-50. I also have black. I have white. I tried to get the basic colors just to start. A lot of people always like to use black, white. Pink was another one that a lot of people was asking me for. So black, white, pink. I have a brown one and I have a red one. And so the nice thing about that is some of those colors you can get multiple colors out of. In Photoshop, you could change the background. Sometimes it doesn't blend as well, but what I find is that inside of Lightroom where I edit, sometimes I use GIMP, sometimes I use Photoshop, sometimes I use Capture One. So I'm kind of everywhere with the editing, but in Lightroom, I change the hue, and as long as the model doesn't have something on close to that color, the hue would change the background color. And so that gives me a dynamic range of what I can set the background to. Oh yeah, yeah, gray. Gray. It's funny because I literally just looked at a photo and they had a gray background, and I was like, that is a neutral color that I'm definitely gonna have to add. The one thing that I've been thinking about doing, but it's kind of been working out good for me is using the 107 inch 107-inch seamless papers. in terms of width versus, I think this is about 53 inches because, you know, with these photo shoots nowadays, females be wanting to have a full size couch in the photo. They want a whole telephone block. You know that they want so much in the photo that you need like a whole room to fit everything in. So I'm like, yeah, you know, they want their cousin, baby brother in the photo. So you know, in terms of space, you try to keep everything centered. So if you got the smaller backdrop, then it doesn't leave you space on the sides to be able to stretch out the backdrop when you edit to make it look like the space was bigger than it actually was. Oh, we got yeah, we got Ike in the building. So that is definitely some of the things when we gonna have the models following up, but that is definitely the the thing that I was looking at next. If I wanted to get more, if I wanted to get more of the backdrops and expand those, because these actually they work out pretty good. So I have I have a few shoots. I have so many shoots. I just have to edit them. It's just like, oh man, how does the model light work for you as a continuous light source? You know, that is an excellent question. This right, oh my goodness, this Godox V1 right here with this snoot, I use this light as a because this light actually has a continuous light source on it as well as a mono light. So so you can see that. So I use this light, and let's see, and you see how it actually concentrates the light. So I use that on a photo shoot. And like I said, I have to edit that, and I'm gonna show you all that one. That was just it was fire without me even having to use flash. So I didn't even have to use flash. I just used the mono light as the continuous light source and got some pictures that were amazing. So I'm gonna have to show you those ones too. But on the Godox 8300, that as a light source is perfect as well because I haven't had any problem with having to find focus. Now I know that's a big thing with the mirrorless cameras. You know, it has the auto eye focus, so you know you don't really have to work as hard. You know, with these old DSLRs, you have to put a little bit of work behind it to actually find your model and make sure that everything is in focus. So with that modeling lamp, it's definitely worth it. And you know, Godox actually came out with a 8100 Pro. Now, I was thinking about that in terms of this Godox B1, and I was like, I couldn't really see the reason I would need to get it. Especially they advertised that the AKR1 kit, which is a part of this Snoot kit, and it comes with some barnyard doors and a few other things, can actually fit with that. So I'm like, do I really need it? But I think you can make some magic to answer your question just as a continuous light source with the 8300 Pro or even this. Because if you think about it, when you're inside, 9 times out of 10, you don't even need as much light output as the 8300 provides. So when I use this, and I think this has about 80 watts, if I'm not mistaken, this light is plenty enough, and I don't even have it on its full power. Yeah, you're right. The lighting could be difficult at times. you know, some people I find lighting outside. I just took the baton and I ran with it. Outside, I didn't really have a problem with lighting. Inside, it was a whole different story because I had to figure out my inside setup. So what I actually ended up doing for my shoots, and when you look indoors, I have recessed lighting in my basement. So what I end up doing is I turn these lights out. And when I turn these lights out, I turn on the mono light for the Godox AD300 Pro, and I use that as the main light to light the model, to find focus and everything. Just because I don't want these inside the shot, I don't even have to worry about where I don't have to worry about the effect that it has on the images. So if you have anything like that where you can control the lighting, I would definitely recommend it because it'll help it 1,000 times if you really have to worry about this. The other thing is knowing your equipment. I shoot with my Sigma 35 millimeter 1.5 art lens outside a lot because it gives you like flexibility. I can get close up and then I could take a step back and I can get the environment in the shot. I could take a step in and then I could just get solely the model. But when I switch to my 70, when I switch to my 70 to 200 lens, that's what I use when I'm inside. When I'm inside my studio, right? When I'm inside my studio, I'm all the way on the other side of my basement shooting the model right here. But the compression that the 70 to 200 gives me, I love using it because if you do have a 70 to 200, you could try it out inside. Put on a 70 to 200, have your model on one side, and go back as far as you probably can. When you take a shot on that backdrop, the compression that it gives you, it almost smooths out the backdrop for you, and you have less to worry about. Let's see, ISO 100 and stop down, and you won't have to worry about the ambient light, but that does require more power. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And it'll basically eliminate it. We got the pro tips in the session, but that's definitely a key. That's 70 to 200. So that's my favorite lens to use inside. I have used my other lens. I have a 50 millimeter and then my 24 to 70. So this 24 to 70, I rarely use it. Rarely use it. I more so use it to record. But for photos, unless I'm doing family events, things of that nature, I rarely use it. It's a good lens though. Oh oh yeah, but is that for the mirrorless? Because you don't you went mirrorless, right? Oh yeah. You know it's interesting. I seen a lot of people shoot, even Canon users, Sony users. A lot of them resort to that 70 to 200. 70 to 200 is like automatic. And I was looking, I took a few shots. This was before my last shoot. My last shoot that I posted. I mean, when I took those shots, I was like, yeah, this is money right here. Money, money. Every time, every shot, I was like, yes. Let's fast forward that or go back to like 2019. 2019, I did a shoot inside. And I was like, oh no, it wasn't looking good. So I had to I had to put up an update video. That's why I made that last video to show people, what my setup is now. Oh man, that 85, I've been looking at trying to get one of those 85s. That was actually either the 85 or the 105. I was thinking about going to purchase one. But the other thing that I was thinking about was when I took the pictures on the video, I keep saying I'm gonna upload this video that I took. I did a photo shoot with my A7S2 just to see what it could give me, just to see what the Sony A7S2 could give me. I got some pretty decent images with this Sony A7S2, but I got a Nikon lens on it. So what I really wanted to do was I wanted to get a Sony lens, a native Sony lens, to see what it could actually do. And plus, I needed a native Sony lens just for this video because when I do vlogs, I actually use this. And this channel was actually based and started out with my travel videos, believe it or not. Let's see. I'm either going to get the Tamron 70. You know that for the longest time, I was always scared to get non-native lenses for my camera. So my Nikons, I was like, no, it has to be Nikon. It has to be Nikon. Then I got the Sigma. When I got the Sigma lens, I said, okay, it doesn't have to be Nikon. I got the Sigma lens. I was like, oh man, what I've been spending too much money. See, the Nikons is crazy good from what I hear. Oh yeah. This one, I know I got the older version, but this is the VR, but it's the first version of VR. But it's still, I mean, you all seen it. The last shoot, I used that the whole entire shoot. Yeah, that Sigma. See, the thing with the Sigma is, I'm not gonna lie, I got it because I was kind of being bokeh crazy, which I know a lot of people do. You like bokeh crazy. So at 1.4 for the f-stop, I just kind of shoot it wide open all the time. And that's kind of why I got it. But recently I started stopping down on it and getting more into that depth of field instead of, doing everything wide open, wide open, wide open. Let's see. So right now I wanted to do this setup, right? Because I wanted to test out live. I seen a few people do live, but I was like, all right, I need to test out live. I need a video. So my last video that I did, the photo shoot with Simone, and that's my last video that I uploaded. Somebody asked if I could show what I use in the studio, right? Studio. So I was trying to figure out how can I record this. So let me show you what I got going on right here. So right here, I got my Apple phone, and I did this because I wanted to make sure the video was actually transmitting. I could hear everything and whatnot. And then what I'm actually recording on right here is a laptop. So I got my Area 51 Alienware Dell laptop computer that I'm recording off the webcam, and then the audio I'm actually going through my headphones because I knew I was going to be going back and forth a lot. So hopefully the video quality is pretty good, and hopefully the audio is good. But you just better hope they info. Oh man, appreciate that. Yeah, Sigma Lens has so much bokeh because the image be soft. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a few images that I've taken, and I'm like, oh man, you in camera, you like, oh that image is bad, and then you pull it up and you bring it up on the computer and you get the zooming in, and you like, oh man, it's not focused at all. Yeah, that bad boy is like that so yeah, that focus, I definitely give it to you. It's definitely like I had I had a few shoots where I look back and I said, dang, but you know the thing that I normally do, single point focus on the D850 and overshoot. I normally overshoot because just for that reason, I've ran into on my D800. I would shoot, and the D800, I would go back home, look up, and I'd be like, man, this focusing is not good at all. The D850, that's a big jump. So I was I was happy with how it was focusing. I can't lie, but I still found that in certain conditions that them focus points on that photo don't work or look as good. What's a good portable flash that's not expensive to use for photo shoots? Man, I am not going to lie. I guess you got to really determine like what is expensive for you. I can't remember how much this 8200 costs, but I will tell you that it's totally worth it. Like think about it. Take take this. I have this. This is what I started off with, y'all. I thought I was doing something too. I had a Young Newell 560 version 4. So I thought about it. I said, okay, this flash cost me $70. And every time I kept having to buy batteries. Kept having to buy batteries. So I did the math and I said, at some point in time, X, some point in time X, I'm an engineer, y'all. If y'all don't know, I got a math degree and all that, so a little bit of background, T-Med. But I said at some point in time, I think very logical. So I said at some point in time, the cost of these batteries is going to add up to the point where I could get something where it's a rechargeable, battery, where I could have just said, man, I should have just got a rechargeable battery. So I told myself, I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and let this go because the batteries is going to end up consuming me more than a rechargeable one. And I took the leap forward into getting a Godox 8300. I mean, not 8300. The first one I got was the 8200. 8200. And I was sold on this. I actually seen I seen Ike. I actually found Ike page through my Nikon D800. I was just like, I'm about to do a wedding. I got this Nikon D800. This was like 2017 or something like that. And I found his page. So when I was shooting on my Nikon D800, and then I seen he was using this too. And then I seen a few other people, and I'm like, I want to say it was at least 300 something, 400 something. But I was like, I had to get it. Now the money that I made since then, it has paid for my stuff. So that was the thing that I was kind of like, is my stuff going to eventually pay for itself? So even with my backdrops, like I have a shoot. I have like 3 shoots this weekend. 3 shoots this weekend I have to do, and so all of them paying for stuff, paying for like backdrops, other camera equipment. I need some soft boxes, so it's gonna pay for that. And let's see, yeah, shit is cool. How often are you going to go live and what days? So I go put it on my calendar. So I'm trying to figure that out because honestly, so what I thought I was gonna get on here, and I was like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna be on here. So I'm gonna make this video and I'm gonna show them what I use and they could catch it tomorrow. So it is actually people on here, but when I get that down packed, I will let you know what my status is going to be, because I gotta have my model, and then we gonna make it work. But I'm definitely gonna try to do it more consistent. The other reason why, to be honest, I did this like this live is because I could be lazy. So I could talk to you all, engage, show you my stuff, and then at the end of the day, I don't have to go back and edit this video and put it on here. It's all right. What is on here is going to be on here, and that's it. Does it come with the wireless transmitter? So you can actually get the combo. You can get this combo. It comes with this 8200, and then the combo comes with the transmitter. The transmitter I do not have with me right at this moment. It's like it's in my bag, my camera bag. But you can buy them together, or you can buy them separately, and I would probably get them together for sure. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how I decided to do it. so so yeah, on eBay, Adorama, probably B&H, you can get it. Now the one thing, because it's funny, somebody else just asked me this about the 8200. What I would say is that the Godox 8200, some people say you might want to go for like the flashpoint version, which is essentially the same thing, just rebranded, because you get better support from B&H, since Godox is like, off off brand, another company. So they say you might want to go that route. Like for somebody just told me though, for my Godox 8300 Pro, I can check out Cheetah. So you might be able to, yeah. So SMD Vision, the Adorama one. Now, unfortunately, I don't even know where I bought mine from. Actually, yeah, I can't remember offhand, because I bought the 8200 so long ago. I can't even remember. But I will say my Godox, like if you are trying to get like the latest lights, it's a place in Canada that is called like Strobe Pro or something like that. And so that's where I got my Godox 8300 Pro. And so I was able to get that before a lot of people had it. And so that was the reason I was able to get it. Okay. B&H does sell Godox now. Okay. So now you probably can go to B&H too. And the key thing, because I remember you telling me grow media DDT about your images. The problem, I'm pretty sure you have. I think you said you had the newer. So what's going on is you don't have the high speed sync. So these Godox flashes, they have high speed sync. And so that is what allows you to take your shutter speed past 1/250. You can go to the max, which is like 1/8000th of a second. And so you don't have to worry about getting like that dark spot in your image, and then a bright line, and then a dark spot. That is the reason, the high speed sync. You definitely want that. That's just like this young new one. It doesn't have high speed sync. So when I first started doing photography, and you're just trying to mess with the buttons through the camera lens, you messing with the buttons, trying to line up that light meter and get it right in the middle, and you just pushing all the buttons just to make sure that it's right there. And then next thing you know, you get that, and this doesn't have high speed sync. Yeah, that. Yeah, I remember when I bought it, I was saying, do I want to pay that much? But I would say the 8300 is worth it, because I was able to compete. I'm not going to say overpower. The 8400 definitely can overpower, but the 8300, I was able to compete with the sun. I got a video with that where I actually got the sun in midday, and I was still able to get nice images. The 8300 was at full power, and I still was able to compete with the sun. The second thing I would say that's nice about it is is definitely durable. It's lightweight. It can still fit in your camera bag. The monolight is key for me. The monolight is key because if I'm at nighttime, I did a shoot at we say like a mall, and it was dark outside. I put that monolight on. I have no problem with that shoot. And let's see. That's how I feel. I'm not making money from photography yet, so still trying to grow and get better. Yeah, it's definitely a growing process. Trust me. Trust me. It's like I want to say at first I wasn't making money, but so I did a video, and so what I was doing was reaching out to people, just trying to get my portfolio nice, and I was just reaching out, free shoot, free shoot, free shoot, free shoot. Now you gotta be able to take that with some people waste your time, never show up, or do stuff on their time, and so you gotta take all that bureaucracy and BS with that. But eventually you start to build and get your skill better, and then that's when you can start making your money off of it. So I would say definitely. I seen you doing some street shoots. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we got big AME. Yeah, so he asked me to do this, so I was making sure that I showed my setup. So yeah, I got to the video, and it gave me a reason to use this live function. But yeah, so to build your portfolio starting off, I would definitely say you have to start somewhere. So free shoots, free shoots, free shoots, and then eventually you're gonna start to see your work evolve. Just like me, my first pictures, I just knew they was the best thing since sliced bread, and then I bring it to the YouTube community, and then it just get cut with an axe, like and you gotta take it with a grain of salt because sometimes you're doing things specifically for you, and things like that. But I will definitely say the feedback that I get from you all and everywhere else that I put my images, it helps me because I take it with a grain of salt, but it's also criticism that makes me go another level. Like somebody say something like, "Man, why you keep doing these types of shoots?" And then I'm like, "Okay, maybe I am doing too much of that. Let me try to go beyond that. Let me try to switch it up a little bit." And so I took another avenue and was able to do some other things. Let's see. I'll go through that now. That's why I've been doing. I can't get anyone to sit for me. Oh man, so yeah, you try to do the POVs. I'm telling you, a lot of people are focused on trying to and that, they focus on follow account. That's the thing. You gotta kind of ease your way. I try to focus on people who, well, when I first started, I tried to focus on people who was beginner models, people who wasn't models, but I seen potential, family members, because they will actually give you the time of day. Now, when I started climbing up the ranks, and I try to ask somebody that had like 10,000 followers, like, okay, what you trying to shoot? And it worked. So I know it only worked because I asked them afterwards. I was like one person I shot had like 20,000 followers, and they was like, "Yeah, I'll shoot with you." Then didn't have to pay them on anything, and the only reason it worked out was uh, they was like, yeah, the only reason I shot with you is because your work is nice. So if you're trying to climb up that totem pole, you gotta make sure your work is solid. I'll definitely say that. So I basically gave that ran through that run through. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That's the other thing. If you reach out, yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Exactly, exactly, exactly. I definitely started with. I mean, it go down in the DMs, but you have to be strategic about the way you use Instagram. I go in the DM, the PM, the AM. I'm everywhere. I'm in the comments. I'm like this. Because if you get them to click on your page, that's the first start. Then you probably can go somewhere. And that's how it's been for me. I'd be like, okay. But some people with a lot of followers, they kind of act like, nah, they don't got no followers, so I can't mess with them. But then you got some people that down to earth, like, all right, I see you trying to get your thing off the ground. You know what? I'm gonna work with you. And it might be a thing where your quality might not be where they want it to be, but they'll let you shoot them, but maybe they just won't post a picture or something like that. So it works out. Let's see. Time to shoot. True. I'm at that stage where people say yes, then when it's time to shoot, am I trust me, I've had that too. So the thing I was saying with versatility, I actually I was shooting males. I was trying to shoot males, which I thought I would have an easier time getting males to shoot with me. No, it falls through, and I'm like, what is going on? The other thing is other ethnicities. When I tell y'all, I don't know why, like in this area, it's it's hard to kind of cross that line. It's like you have to shoot with one person of that race for them to kind of be like, oh, okay, I'll shoot with them, because I've reached out to so many other types of ethnicities. Trust me, I've tried, and it always falls through like that. I have like two people right now that's like, yeah, I will shoot with you, and so hopefully those come through. And I think that will be the crossing point that will allow me to uh, kind of like start diving into that area and make other people more open. I also joined some groups on Facebook where some people reached out to me to work, and I was like, okay, they more inviting, so I think that'll work. Let's see, how do you feel about posting high quality images on social media platforms that compress the resolution? Now that's a good thing. That's a good question. I try to get the best that I can, but I know it's going to compress it ultimately. But if your shot is good, then it will be good. The other thing though is that some people don't even recognize the quality. Like I had some images that I'm like, okay, sent to a model. She went and did whatever editing she thought she was doing. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh man, please don't tag me in that. I'm like, please don't tag me in that, because that is not what I sent you. So it's like it could be bad. You are not immune to flakes. None of us are. They exist in every industry. Keep on pushing. For sure, for sure. Are you going to do more indoor shoots on YouTube in the future? Yes. So that was my last shoot that I guess you're seeing, the one with Simone. So Simone is like my one of my go-to models. Everybody got their go-to model. My go-to model right now, Simone. I could be like, I got an idea. She'll be like, okay, what I'm wearing, where it's gonna be at. let's do it. So the reason why I did that last shoot inside is because um, this year I know I do a lot of outdoor stuff, but I'm transitioning it to do more indoor stuff and kind of find the balance. Also, I'm in Maryland, so if you can't see, I'm in Maryland, so right now it's cold outside. So I have to bring more things indoors. So that's all. And then also a lot of people shoot indoors. I have people that tell me that they are scared to shoot outdoors. So this is kind of me bridging the gap between outdoors and indoors. See, they will work with you. Other races see, and they will come through. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So I think my last few shoots was like the pictures were like amazing. And so I think that was something that kind of like capitalized a lot of my images before. I believe great quality, um, but I definitely do think I think SMD. Are you like I don't know. I think you in New York, right? I don't know how it is up there, but down here it's rough. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to work with him. So I'm trying to bridge that gap. I got like two in the possible right now. If we playing spades, I got two in the possible, and I think I'm going to be able to make it happen. We got Travis. It's T T mid. I appreciate it though, Hayden. T mid. It discouraging, but I still put the work with the POVs and product photography. I stay working on the craft. Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta keep pushing. One one no, you might get 10 yeses. So you just keep pushing because that's how mine was. I was getting a lot of no's. You know what was funny? I did a shoot with somebody and then I ain't hearing nothing from 'em. Then I did my last shoot with the indoor, and out of the blue, I get a text message. We gotta shoot again. I'm like, nah, see, okay. You one of those, nah, okay. So so that's how I try to get them. I try to get them like, yeah, okay. I ain't gonna worry about you. I'm gonna keep shooting because eventually you're gonna see my stuff and you're gonna be like, dang, I want to work with them. The, the beauty of studio, weather and light aren't an issue. Yes, and that is the reason why I opened up the studio. I don't have to worry about the lighting because I control the lighting. I don't have to worry about the weather. I mean, as long as your house in good condition, you don't gotta worry about no rain or nothing coming in. So yeah, I don't have to worry about that, and I basically control the environment. Let's see. Just gave T-mail like and subscribe. I appreciate the subscribe. Let's see. How do you go about getting to use their photo to post? So let me tell y'all about the subscribe situation. The views, man. You know, I should have said this the first time. I really do appreciate y'all coming on to watch this. First of all, I really do appreciate it. The second thing, I appreciate y'all leaving feedback and comments. I really do. The third thing, I truly appreciate the subscriptions because the work that it really takes to keep posting these videos. Like, I mean, I know a few of you all post videos too. Ike, I know you post videos, crazy content, and it's like, man, like the payout be like, do I want to keep posting these videos? Because when you get at like man, I ain't getting no likes, nobody responds to me, the subscriptions, I'm paying all this money. I mean, it's like, oh man. So it's like the effort the effort that really goes into this. I'm telling you, for me, it's like a full time job. The way that last year I made 85 videos. So, all 85 videos, the editing, the going out to shoot, the coming back, the lugging, the equipment, I'm telling you. So I really do appreciate the subscriptions, the likes. It definitely, like, when it's all said and done, I upload something and I see some feedback, it gives me a boost of inspiration to keep going, honestly. So, you really got to be about this life to pull through. You not lying. You have to be about this life. I mean, I have a lot of people that say, yeah, I'm gonna do the YouTube. They do 4 or 5 videos, and that's it. So, I just say, hey, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe YouTube will grab one of my videos and do whatever they do, and send it to the YouTube gods and push it to where it needs to get pushed, and then everything come through. So if it rained too much, my basement started to flood. hey, hey, you had what's that indoor rain studio? I think it's out Houston. Out Houston, they got the rain studio. You got to be creative. Hey, that Washington rain ain't no joke. Cause when it started raining over there, I heard it don't stop for a couple of days. But yeah, let me see. Les, how do you go about the use of their photo? How do you go about getting to use their photo to post? So when I reach out to them, I let them know it's a collaboration, and so anything that I take, I'm free to use. Now, if it's like nude or risky or things like that, if you notice, I really don't post too much like super nude stuff. I might have topless stuff, something like that, but I don't go too like just explicitly nude because I'm kind of trying to think like ahead of the game in the future. Like if my channel pop off, if I had a sponsor or something, would they want to sponsor something like that? I don't know. It might be more focused. So I try to keep it at a certain level. Um, but that I basically tell them, I'm like, okay, I'll tell them like these are the pictures I want to post, and then I'll get their okay so that they're comfortable with me posting it. But 9 times out of 10, from the start, I let them know that okay, anything I take, I'm able to use. I did have one model that tried to circle back on me and ask me for copyright after I did the shoot for free, and then she came back and said, yeah, can I got copyrights to this because I don't want you just posting my pictures anywhere. I'm like, what? What? How did that work? Nah, we not doing that. We not doing that. What do you love to shoot? I would say I love to shoot people mostly. People mainly. Um, Me and my brother travel a lot, so I like to shoot nature a lot too. So if you see some of my videos are travel videos, so you're gonna see I do vlogs on here too, because that was the initiation of this channel was vlogs. So I travel a lot, and with COVID, it kind of slowed it down. But so you'll see a lot of my stuff transitioning and going into different countries. I traveled to Europe, that was like 2019 now, and I found a model just off of using Instagram hashtags, and we did a photo shoot in Europe. So if you haven't seen that, that's on my page too. Not the Strugio flooding. Hey, it's the Strugio for a reason, right? Hey, you could put some duct tape on that. You put some duct tape on there. You good. You good to go. Hey, you never know what's going to happen. I think Ike has a live with 24 million views. Yeah, facts, Aiden. That's wild how that happened. Well, if it rains for like 2 or 3 days. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was the reason why. Hayden, you made a good point. That was the reason why I used this video as an excuse to go live because I was like, I need to use all of YouTube's functionality. I don't know what they doing with their algorithm, but I just need to put a video everywhere. So I have my uploads that I do, but then I also have this. So I said, let me go on live and let me make a live video real quick because maybe it'll do something with the algorithm. Maybe some other people will see it that's in the photography community, videography community, cinematography, and maybe it'll do something. So that's actually a good reason why I did this video also. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Any contract? So no, right now I don't do any contracts. But with that model that came to me that said that she wanted copyright, I said, "Oh man, I might have to start doing contracts because I was not prepared for her to come to me and say, yeah, I don't want my photos posted." We did some different kind of photos, but they were still like postable. She wasn't showing anything, but she was like, I don't want them just posted anywhere. But I was like, no. I said we could work that out on the next shoot if you want to, but this one, it's like if I'm doing this for free and she doesn't even have a modeling background, so it's like I'm doing this for free. So we got to bridge the gap somewhere. I could see if it's just like totally nude, then I respect you. But these are pictures that I took my time to take. You working with me, so we gotta have some common ground right here. Let's see. Like you need a boat theme in this joke. Hey, we got Comedy Central in here. I ain't gonna lie. I do have a homegrown talent for photography, but I skipped photography school and went to YouTube University. How were you trained? It's funny. How was I trained? So my brother, that is like where I get my inspiration for photography. So my brother's job is cinematography. He does product photography for a major company. He also did like videos for like Jay-Z. He did something for Idris Alba. So my brother is my go-to source for my stuff. So when I first started off, I was going to him with questions, questions. You know how you are when you first begin. You like question, question, question. What about this? What about this? So I had a crop sensor camera. I was like, no, I need a full frame, and he would tell me, no. He was like, use that crop sensor camera until you fundamentally understand why you need the full frame camera. And then I grew to understand why I needed a full frame camera. And then so I would graduate. And so I would bounce ideas off of him and he'd come back. So that's his full-time job. So he he is amazing with what he does. I'm actually gonna do a video with him. If you actually got a video on here, he let me use some of his cinematography lenses and he's actually recording for me. So that's on my page too. So that's how I was kind of trained. And also the shoots that you see, YouTube, Ike on here. I watch a lot of Ike videos, uh, and I had a few other people that I sit down and watch, and I just go out and shoot, shoot, shoot. Honestly, the best way to figure out is shooting, shooting. At first, when I first started, like 2017 is when I really first picked up a camera, but I wasn't shooting people. If you look at my videos, the first person I shot was in 2019. I didn't start taking this YouTube serious until like the beginning of 2020, I want to say, or the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. That's when I really started taking this serious. So that's why in 2020 I have 85 videos. But before that, I got videos just missing everywhere. Let's see. I saw that. Yeah. Don't act like I don't be in the trenches. I get it out the mud. Yeah, hey, we waiting for another video. We definitely waiting for another video. I'm looking on my subscription. I'm like, oh man, Ike ain't posting that. What's going on? what was that PS5 or that Xbox got you down. Like it don't matter to you anyway. You're a celebrity. You got money. Hey, the feds watching. What money? Hey, let me tell you, I just monetized my channel. It's rough. It's rough. Let me tell you. So I know you definitely have to have the views kicking in to make it work. And so that's why I'm really telling y'all I appreciate y'all, because when y'all watch my stuff, I think it helps the algorithm kick it to people that might watch y'all stuff or other people that y'all might watch similar to me, and it kind of brings it full circle. Is anyone shooting OnlyFans content? Oh man, I be scheming on the algorithm. Yeah, the OnlyFans content, I don't really mess with it. It could get real sticky real quick. I know some females don't really like, actually one model that I shot, she does have like OnlyFans, but she shoots it with like one particular photographer. And when you start getting into that stuff and you got like a significant other, oh man, you talking about blowing the roof. Like, I know, like in my situation, I think I did a shoot with somebody that was like spur of the moment. I was like, yeah, I gotta go do this shoot real quick. That it turned into a whole situation. so so you talk about OnlyFans stuff. You let your logo pop up on one of her OnlyFans photos, you might be in trouble. Yeah, that algorithm. Hey, that might be a video you might have to make, like how to finesse the algorithm in the Strugio. Oh yeah, yep, new dad. You don't want to be an old dad. You might not want to step in that waters. Shoot. Oh yeah, well, I'll spawn it with the bird, man. Oh man, it's funny. It's funny because I won't say it's for OnlyFans, but I have shot stuff that could be for OnlyFans, but they haven't said that it was for OnlyFans, but it could be. But I haven't posted it because I think that's the situation with Ike. Like Ike, that's why you use that Photo Me Live account, right? To put exclusive all that exclusive content on there so you don't get demonetized. Is that right? Because I was thinking, I was like, I don't know if I want to put that on my regular account. They might take me off the map ASAP. The Oculus Quest, come see me on the population window. Oh man. Oh. So the Oculus Quest is what? Oh yeah. What you running that off of though? You got a nice laptop you connecting it to? So so yeah, that could be muddy waters right there. So you definitely have to make sure you have consent consent with the wifey to shoot something like that, and then you be good to go. If that's in your avenue, if that's in your swim lane. But that's actually why the shoot that I was telling you all about, where I use this snoot with the Godox B1, this right here. I use this setup, and so it lets me control the lighting how I want to. So I use this setup on a shoot that was like OnlyFans ish, and so she kind of like, I think that's too much. I don't really want to show that much on like Instagram, and so that's where she is right now. So, if she gets comfortable, then I think she will open up, because it's not as bad. I've seen worse shoots. I don't know how you all think. Well, I guess that's a good question for y'all. What are y'all looking for? Are y'all looking to learn something, or are y'all looking for model quality? Are y'all looking at the thumbnail like, all right, T-Med model ain't all that, so I ain't about to click on this, or shoot, and I shot her with the D851. Hey, we had that, man, that 105. Oh man, that's that lens I want. Hey, we got Jiggy. What's going on, man? Is a light meter necessary for all that, or should I just chimp and then adjust from there? I'm telling you. So I don't use a light meter. Now, if you want to be fundamental, then yeah, light meter. Most people use light meters, but I think once you get a workflow with the off-camera flash, you just go, because after you go to a few power settings on manual, you'll find the right lighting, and then you just gonna keep shooting from there. You need all the above to grow on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, I would definitely, if you want to be fundamental, light meter, but it's not a necessity, because I do not use a light meter inside or outside. I don't use it. On the real, your videos have changed my life. After just a year, because of Bill. Only if you're concerned with lighting ratios or above. The model gotta be on point. Thumbnail, title, and content gotta be fire. Yeah, you ain't lying. And that editing, man. I got some people that actually want to work with me out this way, so it might benefit me to start getting like somebody to assist me with, like, even recording me, so I can get some more dynamic angles instead of just the camera on the tripod type situation, because that helps with the content. Let's see, can we get, if they red, and then you just hope luck is on your side. Hey Mike, hey Ike, I've been hoping for luck all 2020, man. She talking about 85 videos, man. Ain't near one of them hit. I mean, now I done got some. I'm appreciative for what I did get, because I got like what was it? I got thousands of views on, and most of my videos, photo shoot videos, do 1,000 easy most of the time. But then it kind of sits 3,000, some 4,000, some 9,000, stuff like that. But I'm appreciative of that, because I remember my videos was doing like 10 views. So when you look at the big picture, it's like, yeah, you gotta be appreciative of that. Yeah, let's see. Thanks to all the photos that share their times across YouTube. Appreciate that, Donald. Let's see. I'm looking at Fuji 100s, like, trying to rent that for a video just to get. Oh man, yeah. Now that's the other thing, having that equipment just to get that algorithm jumping, because um that's where it kind of go back to having that solid model that gonna come through. So my solid model that I have, that I know gonna come through, so that when I go to buy and rent, go to rent this Canon R6, or this Sony R4, or that Fuji, like you saying, I know I got it for a week. Look, this model has to come through in this week, because I ain't just waste this money, and then I can't even get my videos out of it to make my algorithm jump. If you love what you do and get paid for it, it's not a job. Hey, that's for sure. I definitely could say I would love to be able to do this and not have to work. But it wouldn't for me. I'm not mainly focused on photography. I want to be able to do like my travel stuff too, incorporate that. But also like I like doing adventurous things like riding dirt bikes and stuff like that. So I feel like I could feed it in with like maybe a new GoPro Hero and taking that out and riding my dirt bike and testing it and stuff like that. Is that is the Sony A1? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And that Sony A7C too. I seen people jumping on that. Hey, that 1,000 subs, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was saying I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, how long is it taking people to get 1,000 subs? It took a while. I think I started to figure out how to network my video and how to jump my video and how to get it seen. But that 1,000 subs was a job. You gotta be in the 1% to really get money. Yeah. So that means you gotta have some real luck on you. Gotta go to work, fam. Peace to y'all. All right, last man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that, bro. Just not like how you wanted to. Exactly. So it's jumping. I guess yeah. In my perspective, I'm like, man, I want this to be going off the meter. You know what I mean? And this is my first live, so I'm actually like I'm enamored right now. I'm like, hey, my comments is fluctuating. I'm getting feedback. So this is actually what I want to see. You get on the live and there's like nobody on there but you. So, but that's actually why I waited till I got 1,000 subs because I said at least I can get 1% of my subscribers to tune in with me, and also see besides the photography, like how is T Mid, things like that. I appreciate that, bro. YouTube, yeah, yeah. You should do more travel vlogs like you did in your first couple videos on YouTube. Hey, hey, you might want to retract that for which we call it. Oh, I guess you could. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, the loyal ones. That's why I'm like, oh no, I thought you might have been on the Oculus Quest. Hey, Clubhouse, you hit it right on the nose. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Burrell. Yeah, yeah. Ike definitely handing out some jewels right here. So you might want to go back through these live chats and see, what's going on because we was just talking about the algorithm, and we were just talking about like the 1,000 subscribers and like how I had a hard time getting 1,000 subscribers, but once it kicked in, now I think I probably got 1,000 subscribers last month, and now within a month I got like 300 and something more. So it definitely increased. It's a lot of footwork with it though, so you definitely want to look into it. I appreciate that, Hayden, and it's T Mid. I don't know what maybe I don't know what you think my name Travis. TMIDD. I don't think I see it up on here nowhere. But that's definitely yeah. So that so you gotta push that algorithm even more than if you're trying to make some money then. Because yeah, if you taking that money, I guess you kind of re take that money that you do make and push it back. It's okay. Yeah, I do have a Instagram page. It's NASA boy underscore TJ, NASABOI underscore T as in Tom J. And it's if you click any one of my videos, you'll see my Instagram on the videos in the description everywhere. But no, that's definitely. So what I was thinking was whatever change I do make, I just take it and try to re-implement it through like acquiring another camera to test out, or like my brother does a lot of film work, so I was thinking about shooting some stuff in film, and then he actually develops the film. So I was thinking about recording the process of developing the film too. So that could have been like a whole another thing. And then the cinematography, he makes a lot of movie type stuff. So I was thinking about putting that piece in there, and then of course the gear. The gear is a big thing right now because that latest and greatest. People always on YouTube. First thing you hear about a piece of equipment, YouTube. That's where I'm going, without a doubt. I want to know who used it first. I want to jump on it. Yeah. So we got. So I was able to go through the equipment, and we actually got more information in besides that. Um, besides the actual equipment. So I definitely want to thank y'all for tuning in on the C to the M to the IDD, the first live. But like I said, this is the first live, and um, I am going to have uh, live model shoots inside. So this was kind of like me testing my setup to see if I wanted to use my laptop to record, or did I want to stream it through like a camera on my streaming software and then into my YouTube, or if I wanted to use my phone. So the good thing is I got a few options. So I think the best clarity probably will come through streaming it through one of my cameras. So I might look to see how that looks on the next run. And then I want you all to tell me too. This is through a cam. This is through a laptop right here. So if you can, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. if if you haven't, most of y'all already are, because if y'all here, y'all probably got a notification or something like that. So I appreciate that. But also let me know, is the audio quality, does it sound good? Does it sound bad? The video quality, is it clear, or is it just kind of mediocre? Because that's I try to bring good quality content when I can. So I think we're good to go. I'm going to. I'm definitely. I'll let y'all know once I get a schedule with how I'm going to work with my shoots inside and figure out how I want to do that. But from there, um, you'll start to see when I come online. So make sure you hit that notification bell, because I'm definitely going to have the models coming through. If you're looking for the models, I'm gonna have the models coming through, and we're going to create something special. So I'll probably do a live shoot, and then I'll probably end up editing a video, the same thing, to actually show you the pictures that we actually captured. So That'll work. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this one right here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. T to the M to the IDD. I'm logging out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that, SMD. All right, Ike, I appreciate that. We gonna wait for that we're gonna wait for that video to come through too. I know you're working on something. That OF content. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting on that. Thanks for tuning in, Hayden. Okay, KJ Ballin. I got a lot of new faces I ain't seen on here. Oh, I ain't seen in the comments. Boom, boom, boom. Appreciate it, Sherman. Appreciate it. It all worked. The quality was the sound was good, I guess. And let me see. So it's 10:30 here, y'all. We got appreciate it, appreciate it. All right, y'all.